Paul, are you okay?
I'm all right.
Future Paul. I just blinded regular Paul with science. Go ahead.
Hey guys, Paul from Ashen. It is New Comic Book Day for the week of June 24th, and we're pretty sure about that.
Yep.
So we're going to get started right now. This episode brought to you by shirts. We got a new one. We actually got a bunch of new ones. So, yeah, there'll be a link in the description. Go buy one. They're really cool. There's a bunch of brand new shirts.
I like shirts.
You like shirts? I like shirts. You should like a shirt.
You know you can make a mask out of a shirt and be like a shirt ninja?
There you go.
Yeah. Hey guys, Tim from the comic book store, Capes and Scowls podcast, lots of other things, so I'm told. Let's talk about trades. Today we've got Iron Man, the Ultron Agenda. This is the lead into Iron Man 2020. Ultraman is coming though. We've got Yondu. This is the miniseries 1 through 5. We have Sonic the Hedgehog, volume 6. I hope it's Tails-centric with that cover. And we have Ascender, volume 2. Continuing that really cool story from Jeff Lemire. That's it. That's all I got for trades. Not a ton of trades this week, but I do have a new previews. Let's talk about the previews. Paul, Star Wars Dr. Aphra. That's not important, Paul. Let's talk about Moon Knight getting a hardcover, reprinting all the old stuff on a cool David Finch cover. That's not going to be confusing. And, Paul, let's go through the big... We've got A Nightmare Before Christmas, Zero's Journey. Whoa, Zero goes on journeys. Apparently a lot of journeys. Wow, good for him. Anyways, do your previews, people. Make sure you don't miss any issue you want.
First up, we have Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, Book 2. I thought this was the second issue to the Harley that I read before. It is not. This is more along the lines of the original ongoing run, which you know that I despise. But this was fun to read. Once I get over my general disgust with the whole concept, I read it as if it was just going to be a book on its own, and it was enjoyable. It was a good book. I was expecting a train wreck and did not get a train wreck. Amanda Condors does a great job keeping the story light and still fun to deal with. So yeah, if you're a Harley fan, you're going to like this. If you have nothing else to read, it's not a bad pickup. I mean, it's not a bad flyer for of its own. I'm not sure what came before because again, I didn't read the first book. I assumed I had read the first book and I did not. So the setup, I don't know what's going on, but the story runs along pretty quickly. So yeah, check it out.
First off, I gotta say, all three of my books are pretty good, and I really struggled with which one would be my pick of the week. So just keep that in mind. But first up, we got Sleeping Beauties. This is from IDW, and it is a Stephen King and Owen King story. I don't know when they wrote the story, but it's based off something they had written. Basically, what this is women, just women, not men, start getting this sleeping flu. They call it the Aurora flu, because, like, Sleeping Beauty, get it? Basically, women fall asleep and they don't wake up. They can't wake up, and then all of a sudden they start getting, like, this web kind of thing coming out of their eyes. It's creepy. It's weird. It's a subtle kind of horror. And it has that slow build that you're kind of used to from a Stephen King kind of story. I really enjoyed it. It was weird. The art is very odd. It's not bad, but it definitely is strange. It's strange the way it makes you feel, the way the panels are set up. It's just something you got to see. It's pretty cool, though. Let's check it out.
Next up, we have Avengers Empyre, issue number 0. The next big... Marvel event that I've looked up and already has like 40 different tie-ins to a 6-issue series. That's going to be interesting. By interesting meaning, I'm not going to read any of it. I'm going to probably read the main series and not deal with it. Marvel, take your cues from DC. Give you like 3 tie-ins and then call it a day. We don't care enough about all this kind of stuff. But the Avengers are called to the moon because the Kree and the Scowls have done something terrible. They've joined forces. And that causes an immeasurable amount of problems because there's never been a contingency plan for those two to stop fighting and start fighting the same thing. So, yeah, it's going to be a pretty big battle. It was actually an interesting read. I mean, like I said, I'm definitely down on the number of tie-ins, but I mean, it was a good book. So, check it out.
Next up, we have Batman, the Smile Killer. Black Label Magazine by Jeff Lemire. I love Jeff Lemire. You know that. Paul, you know that.
Yep.
Yeah, the guy's great. This is a weird story where Batman... It starts off with Bruce when he's young, watching a show on TV about a little puppet, clown puppet, telling him to do all kinds of terrible things. And then if we flash forward, he's in the loony bin. He's incarcerated in there, and he is trying to convince everybody he doesn't belong in there. And Gordon is there as the doctor. There's so many weird things connecting it to Batman's universe, but you don't know if he's crazy. Is this some alternate thing where he really isn't Batman? He is crazy? You don't know, but my God, is it gorgeous. The art is gorgeous. That's Andrea Sorrentino. They got Jordi Belair on here. I love Jordi Belair, too. Right, Paul? I looked at Paul, and he wasn't listening.
Sorry.
Paul is busy.
Sorry.
It's okay, Paul. This book's really good. Check it out. I liked it a lot. That's all you got to know. I loved it.
And my pick of the week, it is The World's Greatest Grandma. It's Once and Future, issue number 8. I love this book so much. I really do. I rave about this book every time I read it. And this issue is no different. The interactions between Gran and her grandson are just priceless. Whereas he's panicked and worried about what's going on, and she's just talking about candles and how much she likes candles. And we're dealing with King Arthur and Beowulf now joining forces, and that causes all kinds of problems within this universe. And it's just a good book, man. Kieran Gillen really does an amazing job with this. Dan Mora's art is spectacular, and more than enough reason to read this book. But I mean, you also have the most badass grandma ever in a comic book. So I mean, if that's not enough, I don't know what it is. But I mean, Merlin's in it, so I mean, pick it up.
All right, time for my pick of the week. Paul, do you know what my pick of the week is?
No.
You should.
Oh, okay, I do know what it is.
Yeah, you might not remember the name. Good job, Paul. My pick of the week is That Texas Blood.
Why?
Why? Because it's from Image Comics. It's about this aging man in Texas, and he looks a lot like my dad, so I picked it. And that's why it's my pick of the week over everything else, because this guy looks like my dad. My dad just turned 70. The character in this book just turned 70. It's very creepy, Paul. Anyways, this guy kind of looks like my dad. My dad's from Texas. My dad just turned 70. Hi, Dad! But yeah, this is about a small-town sheriff and just him trying to have a normal day, and the town's kind of not letting him. And, man, things go from 0 to 100 really quick. I don't want to give you too much, but it's got that small-town Texas feel. The art's pretty good. The writing's solid. I really enjoyed it. I just don't want to tell you too much. It's just mostly, you know, small-town, kind of interesting kind of stuff happening, and then things go bonkers, as they should. So, that's it. I like this book, and you should check it out. It's fantastic. Alright, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you, everybody, for checking out everything we got going on. Really nothing to promote, no cons to go to, of course. So, we have t-shirts you can buy. Buy a t-shirt. You should probably be wearing a shirt. They come in multiple sizes, colors, all that happy stuff. If you don't want to buy a shirt, that's also fine. I hear you.
You can buy a pillow.
You can buy a pillow. It's a normal sized pillow. It's not one of those creepy pillows, right?
Yeah, it's a normal sized pillow.
Normal.
16, 18, or 20 inches.
It's a bunch of inches. All right, everybody, bye.